Hi everyone, so today I'm just going to show you a technique for creating a caricature out of a character, a person in a photograph. There are many techniques, so feel free to use your technique, but this one might help you if you're not sure what you're doing. First of all, I'm going to find a photo. I'm already decided to use this one. Our good friend Kenny and Kelly. I'm going to copy that photo and get it into Illustrator. Control V. Paste it in. It's very big, so I'm just going to make it smaller. And let's just zoom in. I'm going to focus on Kenny here. I'm going to set up my pen tool to have a red stroke color. You may be wondering why red. Whoa, why is it not happy with that? I tell you what I'm going to do first. I'm going to take my photo. I'm going to go to my layers window. If you can't find it, you'll find it in the layers palette. So there's the layers window. Layer 1 is my photo. I'm just going to rename that photo. I'm going to lock it so that I can't mess with it, I can't damage it, I can't move it, I can't do anything with it now. I'm going to make a new layer. This is where I'm going to draw everything on. I'm going to take the pen tool and have a red stroke and no fill. So let's just see if that works. Yes, that's fine. And let's start drawing Kenny. Now I'm going to break him up into different components, and it's going to look a bit weird at first, but you'll see the final effect as we go along. And doing it this way, by the way, is a great opportunity to practice using our good friend, the pen tool. Don't worry if it's not perfectly perfect, but as long as we get the general, I don't want to go that far, I'm just going to go that far. And go down here. Forget about the collar and stuff. I just want to imagine the neck shape. I'm just going to go like that, and now we've hit the hair. We are missing the top of his head here, so I'm going to have to imagine that line. Where is that going? Something like that. And then it kind of shoots across here and down here. So you can see why I chose red to be my line color, so I can easily see even these areas here, which are black. Alright, let's turn off my photo. Brilliant. That's the shape of Kenny's head. Now, I'm just going to zoom in to do the next bit. We're going to do Kenny's eye, and then we're going to do Kenny's eyebrow. Great practice for using the pen tool, guys. It really is. I just can't say enough how wonderful this is for practicing using this beautiful tool. Now let's do the other eye. And we're onto the nose. This is tricky. Where am I going to go? Let's go up and around. We'll just follow the line of his nostril. There's the nose. We'll do his mouth. Oh, how do I stop that from happening? Whoop. I think I have to deselect that and start again. Just deselect. That's fine. That's a little bit tricky. Not going to be exactly the same, but that's fine. Just going to go around his top lip. And now we're going to move on to his bottom lip. And you kind of get the hang of how to bend lines using the pen tool. And we'll think about the teeth later. What else do we need to do? We need to do his ear. So I'm just going to bend that around there. New starting point. Bend that around there. New starting point. Bend that around there. New starting point. And for now we're just going to end it there. That's going to be the ear shape. What else do I need to do? I need to think about the hair. And this is going to be a bit weird, but I'm going to redraw the shape of the hair, including the top again. So I am going to go around the head again. So maybe I didn't do it right the first time. I'm not sure. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to go around the ear. Don't worry if it crosses, and we'll look at the reasons for that in a minute. I'm just going to go beyond the head and start to work my way back around the head. Just a little bit off. Whoops. Come back, head. Just a little bit off. And we'll just try and follow these lines that I did before. and we can reshape this later. So we're just going to come around again. His hair's getting a little bit bigger there, but that's fine. So let's see what we've got. We've got the shape of Kenny's face. I could put a line in for his chin. Let's just add the line, and we can decide later whether or not we want to keep it. Should we put in that line? We'll think about that later. Just deselect that. Okay, so there's Kenny. Right, and this is where the fun begins. I'm going to select the head shape. This was the head. I'm going to go to the eyedropper tool, and I'm going to select Kenny's skin color. Boom. Brilliant. I'm now going to select the hair. This is the hair layer that I made. And I'm going to go to the eyedropper tool. I'm going to use Kelly's hair because I've hidden Kenny's. That's okay. Now we're going to go to the eyebrow, eyedropper tool, the same color of black. We'll do the same for his other eyebrow. We'll come to the eye. I'm just going to make it white. Oops. A white fill color. And we'll do that as well. A white fill color. And we'll come to the lips, and they need to be pink. I'm going to use Kelly's pink, so I'll use the eyedropper tool, and then we can use the eyedropper tool on the pink that we got. Brilliant. Now let's just turn that off. Brilliant. Okay. Now these red lines, we can select these now. I use the Shift key to select multiple lines, and let's change that to black. Brilliant. Let's go to the eyes, and we'll do the same thing. And I guess we have to just add an eye here. Now I'm just going to use an ellipse with a black fill color. I guess it should be brown, shouldn't it? Because Kenny's got brown eyes. So let's do that now as well, actually. And where's brown? Let's just deselect that. Oops, I don't want to select that either. Let's find brown back here, and we'll stick that in there. Control square bracket. Let's zoom in, and boom. Just make that one a bit smaller. And I learned a little trick about eyes the other day, which was draw another one between the black and the colour and make it white, and it will give you a nice little kind of shiny effect. And we can copy all that possibly and paste it over here, make it a bit smaller, zoom out, have a look. Alright. Now of course there are other things that I need to do to Kenny's face. I need to give him some teeth, and I could do something with the lips and the ears. So I should do that. I'm not going to do it now because this tutorial is going to take too long. What I am going to do when I've finished Kenny is go to File. I'm just going to go to File, New. Again, you may have another way of doing this. A4, Landscape, zoom out. I'm just going to imagine what my cartoon strip is going to look like. So it's going to be a rectangle, and I'm going to break my rectangle into 4 pieces. Let's do the middle bit first, and then kind of half of that, and then half of that. I don't know how accurate this is. It's a little bit fat, isn't it? So I'm going to select all that, just make it a bit. That's better. So it's kind of, there's number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Now let's go back to Kenny. I'm just going to select all of him. Control C. Back to my new window. Control V. And let's resize this guy. Flip him around. Move him down here. Zoom in. And in my first window, he's going to be small. I'm going to try and create a body for him as well. We'll do that in this tutorial. It'll take a few minutes, so bear with me. But look what happened to the lines. The lines are too thick for this shape. So I'm just going to select my lines, and whoops, that's not a line. That's not, I'll do that one in a minute. Stop. just going to make them narrower. That's better. Now let's do this one. Can we do this one, please? That's better. Okay? So we've got Kenny, and now I'm going to start drawing his body. Again, I'm going to use the pen tool, no fill color. I'm going to use black as my outline, and I'm just going to try and imagine the shape of Kenny's back, kind of the curve of the back, and we'll just come kind of up here a little bit, and something like that. Okay, let's fill it with a color, and we're just going to zoom in again, and I'm just going to use the white arrow tool to drag that point down behind the t-shirt. Maybe move the t-shirt up, because it does look like he's got a long neck there, doesn't it? Something like that. It's too high. That's about right. Let's just zoom in. Just going to move that point as well, if I can, just in a bit. Maybe down a bit as well. Now then, very quickly, pen tool again. I'm getting into the habit of turning off the fill color when I use the pen tool. I'm going to draw what I think Kenny's arm looks like. Bom, ba, bom, bom, bom. Bom, ba, bom, bom, bom. His arm's coming up here. I'll come back to that in a minute because I'll do the hand later. Again, the more experience you get of using Illustrator, the more you'll be able to decide what you want to draw. So there's a fill color. I'm going to use the eyedropper tool to fill that with skin color. I'm now going to go back to the pen tool. I'm going to turn off the fill color and give me a black stroke. Again, I'm getting into the habit of that. I'm just going to bend around a shape here, and I'm going to try and make a sleeve. Let's use the eyedropper tool again to do that. Brilliant, we've got a sleeve. Now then, let's just zoom in. I've nearly finished this tutorial, so get ready to be very happy. Back to the pen. I love the pen tool. I am sorry if you don't. You don't have to use the pen tool. It's up to you. Just going to imagine the shape of Kenny's hand. Cartoon hands often have just kind of 3 fingers and a thumb, so I'm just going to do 3 fingers and a thumb, and that's going to be Kenny's hand. Bomb, bomb, just kind of end it there, bring it in a little bit. There's a hand. Okay, so let's use the eyedropper tool to give it the same effect as that, and we'll move it into place, and we'll just kind of resize it, and let's use the white arrow just to play with these points here. I want it to kind of match the arm. Not bad. Should we bring the arm in a little bit? That's not bad, is it? It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Okay, so we're getting close, and now I've really just got to think about what Kenny's doing. He's obviously got a basketball. We'll move that basketball behind his hand with Control square bracket. And what's he doing with that bat? What's happening in this first cartoon slip? I am going to have to give that a lot of thought now. Really, I should already have an idea. But that's how to create a caricature in Illustrator. It is one technique. You may find another one. Have a go.